Are you over the age of 50 and you're wondering if you're ever going to be able to retire? Well, don't feel alone. There are a lot of people in that same boat, especially now in the United States, the way things are going. 20% of the adults in the United States over the age of 50 have no retirement savings whatsoever. Another 61%, even though they may have some retirement savings, they don't believe it's going to be enough, especially with rising prices. And then 1 in 4, they already know that retirement may never be an option for them. In this video, I want to show you how you, no matter what age you are or what your bank account looks like, can start to create a retirement plan right now, wherever you are. Doesn't matter if you've saved a dime, or maybe you have a retirement plan, but you don't think it's enough to get you through. To begin with, I personally believe that you have to start with a strategy. The thing is, many of us were told to do this when we were 20 and we didn't. Or if you're anything like me, when 2008, 2009 happened, everything I had saved up just went away. It disappeared literally overnight. Didn't totally disappear. I had to live on it for a few years, but nonetheless, before I knew it, it was gone. And so was my hope of ever being able to retire, or so I thought. So no matter what your age, no matter what your background, no matter what your skill set, I'm telling you, you have something within you that you can create a strategy. Retirement is not about a certain number in the bank account anymore. It's not about having this long range plan that maybe if you're lucky, they don't move Social Security up until you're 72 or God knows 80 or whatever they might decide to do next. It's about ownership, freedom, aligning with your core values and stepping into that next level of who you are. You see, there's something within you that wants to come out, that wants to live your best life. And it's your time right now. I don't care if you're 50s, 60s, 70s, or 80s. It is time to go for it. It's time to stop grinding at a job that you don't love. So yeah, there's some practical tips I can give you. Like maybe if you have a home that you have equity in, there's things that you could do with that as far as maybe renting it, building an Airbnb on your property if you're in that type of location, or even selling it and moving abroad where you can live for probably 1/3 to 1/4 the cost of what you're currently living for if you're in the United States or some other expensive developed countries. And you can have just as nice of a lifestyle. I'm talking to you from my patio here in Costa Rica. Trust me, you can have a really nice lifestyle. And you could look into starting side businesses, different things like that. There's so many things out there in this world that we live in today that maybe we feel trapped because we've created this little box that we live in our life. I know I did it in my real estate business. I didn't think I had any skills. I had a college degree that I hadn't used in 25 years. I always said it was as good as the paper that it was written on at this point. I had been self-employed, therefore completely unemployable. I didn't even know how to work a 9-to-5 job at this point. And who was going to hire me? Maybe you feel like you're in that same situation where you've been at the same job for so long, doing the same thing for so long that you just don't have any skills that you can transfer to something else. Or maybe you're feeling like you're so far behind in the technology or whatever it might be because of our age, or who's going to hire you because of your age. I get all of that. But the real truth is my life changed when I got out of that box. You see, Dr. Joe has a meditation. He calls it changing boxes. I didn't know the meditation when I got out of the box. But basically, he tells us that we are so addicted to those old emotions, to the old thoughts that we've had pretty much most of our lives, that we're living that same day over and over and over again. There's no possibility when you're living in the same thoughts. There's no possibility for a different future when you're living that same day with the same thoughts, seeing the same people, doing the same thing day after day after day. Sometimes we can't see what we can't see. They say that you can't see the label of the bottle when you're in it. Well, when I was in real estate and the market crashed, I couldn't see anything else other than real estate because that's all I knew. there again, I thought I was unemployable. But then the network marketing came along. Now, yeah, did I suck at it? I was terrible. I mean, not terrible, terrible. I built some teams, but they'd fall apart and that kind of thing. I just really wasn't a good leader at the time. I hadn't grown into it. But like Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're absolutely right. Here's the thing. I didn't believe in myself at that time. If I knew the work that I know now, I would have rocked that network marketing company. I can promise you, because it all started between my two ears. And I felt so unworthy. I felt like such a loser because I didn't have a retirement account, because I had to spend it to live, because I had screwed up so bad, not just in my financial life, but in my personal life. Be willing to decide, what do you want? Like, get very clear on what do you want your life to look like. And I'm not talking about a career. I'm not talking about a relationship. I'm talking about your life overall. What kind of freedom do you want? Who do you want to be every day when you wake up? Do you want to be able to get up, I don't know, whatever time you feel like getting up and not get up to an alarm clock? Do you want to not have a boss? Do you want to have the freedom to travel, to go do the things that you absolutely love to do with the people you love to do it with? Now, I'm not saying that you have to make a plan to become a multimillionaire. What I'm saying is, do you want that kind of freedom? Or do you want to continue living the life that you're living? You are one decision away from completely transforming your life. And it all starts with deciding with what you want. The next step is becoming that person now. You do that through the mindset work. It's not through another self-help book. It's not through another YouTube video. It's getting down and dirty and looking at what are those blocks that you have. Maybe even getting insight from the people around you who know you best, or maybe an outsider like a life coach, to help you see the things that you can't see. So you begin to become that person now who's living that life. And again, not everybody is driven by money. Not everyone wants to be a millionaire, or that's not their desire. They just want to have a life that isn't filled with anxiety and stress and financial insecurity. Maybe they want to be able to enjoy these older years of their lives and do the things that they'd put off all those years. So again, it starts with a decision, then you become that person, and then you begin living from the end. You see, it's a very simple formula. It's the formula of manifestation. It's the formula of miracles. It's the formula of living a life of freedom. Chances are, if you've been living that same day over and over again, you're doing the same thing in the same town with the same mindset and the same thoughts, chances are you're in that little box. And again, you can't see the label when you're in the box. So you need to get outside of the box. You need to get around people who can help you see those things that you can't see, who are having different conversations around possibility, conversations around manifestation and miracles, and moving into that next level of yourself, no matter how old you are. I don't care how old you are. How old was Colonel Sanders when he came up with Kentucky Fried Chicken? Wasn't he in his 80s or something? Like, you can change your life the minute you make the decision. It's just a matter of building the bridge from where you are right now to the life that you want to be. And I get it. If you are struggling financially, if you're struggling emotionally, if you're struggling with your health, that may be really, really hard to see, especially if you're dealing with some sort of mental or physical health issues. Been there with both of them. But let me tell you, when you start doing the inner work, you can also heal those things. Sometimes we have to focus on our physical or our mental health first before we can start to focus on the career side of it, creating that plan to one day retire. But just know there is a simple process. You just start following the steps, walking in a new direction, getting out of that box day after day after day, getting around new people, getting into these new conversations so that you can become that best version of yourself. And honestly, what's the option? Would you rather keep doing what you're doing? I mean, what I want you to do right now is just take a minute and think about 5 years from now. Where do you want to be 5 years from now? You see, you can keep doing the same thing that you're doing right now, and 5 years from now, your life will probably look the same. So, what I want you to do right now is hold both hands out. And in one hand, I want you to think 5 years from now. In that hand, what would life be like 5 years from now? And just kind of energetically sit with what would that feel like? As Dr. Joe says, if we're thinking the same thoughts that we were thinking our whole life, and that's causing us to have the same feelings, the feelings cause us to take the same actions, then nothing changes. We're creating our past as our future because we're thinking the same thoughts. We're around the same people. We're doing the same things. We're having the same conversations. Guess what? Tomorrow looks just like yesterday did, looks just like last year did. However, hold out the other hand. In the other hand, energetically, just feel what it looks like if you didn't have to go to that job anymore, if you didn't have the financial insecurity, if you didn't have the health issues or the relationship issues or the emotional issues that maybe you're dealing with stress, anxiety, overwhelm, all the things. How would life feel 5 years from now, 3 years from now, if your life looked completely different? See, that's what we want to do. We want to allow ourselves to begin to dream again. We want to live in the vision of that person who's living that life, who has the time freedom, possibly the financial freedom, more financial freedom than maybe you have right now, who has great health, the vitality, who has new friends and great conversations and beautiful relationships. You want to become that person right now and just sit with those two things emotionally and make a decision from there. Do you want to live that same life over and over again? Or do you want to make a decision for you? Do you want to make a decision that's going to transform your life and make these last 10, 20, 30 years of your life the best years ever? It's possible. So I get it. Maybe you've never thought outside of the box. Goodness knows I didn't. I didn't until network marketing fell in my lap. And I don't do network marketing now, so I'm not selling it. I'm just telling you that for me, that was the thing that got me outside of that box and made me start to see life a little bit differently. If you're ready to start building that bridge from where you are right now to where you want to be, even if it's just a life with more freedom, a life with less stress, less anxiety, less, I don't know, negativity in it, then download the free life blueprint that's going to help you start to dream again, or join my school community, House of Bold Manifestation. I'm launching a new program. It's called Magnetic Mindset. It's a super low cost program, just $29.99 a month right now. That price will go up, but it's $29.99 a month. And you are going to get so much out of that program. But the school community is free. We have our 14-day manifestation activation challenge. We have conversations within the group. We do fun challenges all the time. So join my school community, completely free. Surround yourself with brave thinkers, people who are thinking outside of the box, people who are looking at, hey, what's next? Instead of just schlepping off, doing the same thing day after day after day after day. Hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe.